I found that the students thoroughly enjoyed doing the fieldwork. They loved getting outside and into a different landscape, for a lot of them an unknown landscape. We chose to work on the Year 8 landscapes unit to take advantage of the local environment here in the Riverland, so that we could take the students out into the environment looking at landscapes. The essential inquiry questions that I posed to the students on this field trip included what are the different landscapes that exist locally in our particular area, also what are the positive and negative impacts of human interaction with these environments visited, what cultural ties are associated with the different landscapes within the Riverland, and how do different land management practices influence the sustainability of these landscapes. It is essential in geography, and I think that it makes it extremely interesting. Basically, I see geography as trying to find out, or wanting to find out more about the world around us, and using field work and field skills is doing exactly that in a practical manner. So I think that it is extremely important for the kids to get out. And the particular field skills that we wanted to be focusing on was observation and analysis. So we were looking particularly at maps and satellite images so that we could compare those to the real life landscapes. We're also wanting to classify animal and vegetation types within the landscapes. Do some field sketching, which we'd already done here a little bit at school and within local ecosystems just around the school. Water and soil testing was another important field skill that we wanted to look at. Then to be able to come back and basically put into report writing and using GIS skills. On the field trip, we went to Overland Corner and we went to Marook, and we also visited Lake Bonnie. When we were at these different locations, we did a number of field activities, including measuring the microclimates, taking water tests at both the lake and the river, and we did soil testing, took a lot of photographs and did quite a bit of field sketching. To give them an actual idea of the purpose for what we're learning, a hands-on experience so they can actually see and touch the landscape. It was really important to be able to get the students out of the classroom and then apply these skills in a practical environment. So they've got hands-on skills within the landscapes that we've been discussing and learning about. The students particularly enjoy getting out of the classroom and basically making the work come to life and having a purpose to what they're actually doing. So they really thoroughly enjoy getting out of the classroom and doing this practical field work. Before going on the field trip, we did work on our GIS in the classroom. So basically we got the students to develop their own maps of the local area and plot the route that the excursion would take us on. They also plotted out their homes and other surroundings, so it was interesting to look at topographic maps using this GIS program. From the field trip, the students then used ArcGIS to actually map out where we'd been in the Riverland on the field trip. They really enjoyed doing this because they really liked to be able to personalise their map, creating something of their own, giving it their own characteristics, adding labels, putting different layers on, choosing what to include and what not to. Talking about place within landscapes is really about the identity of a particular place. So for us here, we look at the river landscape as that is our particular surroundings. So for us here in the Riverland, the river landscape is our identity. So it's really important that the students link with that. A lot of them do understand and do identify themselves within that landscape already. It's just a matter of getting them to actually think about and make that connection. The highlights in this unit have certainly been the fieldwork that we've undertaken, organising the fieldwork, also preparing the students with the field skills. They've really enjoyed being outdoors and learning these skills. I believe the landscapes unit is really important for the students to know about because it is teaching them about their surroundings, their surrounding environment. You know, to understand the processes that have evolved to form these landscapes, and then obviously the management of these landscapes to be able to sustain them. So really the main aim here for me was to engage students using practical skills to develop a better understanding about the world around them. I've thoroughly enjoyed teaching the Year 8 Landscapes unit. The students have particularly enjoyed it also, I've found. It's given us a really good opportunity to be able to work on their field skills using the local environments, so we've really benefited greatly from that. I found that the students thoroughly enjoyed doing the fieldwork. They loved getting outside and into a different landscape, for a lot of them an unknown landscape, and conducting the different tests, applying their knowledge. So it really gave them a purpose for their learning. I really enjoyed doing the unit itself on landscapes. I certainly don't think it would have worked as well or been as engaging for my students if we didn't finish it with the actual fieldwork itself, taking them out of the classroom and into what we'd just been learning about.